Hi, I'm Roberto Martinez and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV as we look forward to Manchester United versus Everton at Old Trafford for the Bleacher Report Team Stream app. The trip to Old Trafford.
Say it without fear nowadays.
Easy. Happy days. 3 points in the bag. Nothing to worry about.
Just beat the teams you should do. These mid-table teams.
Mid-table teams with about £8 billion worth of striking talents playing for them.
Well, there is that.
It's going to be a tough game, but I think, as we just sort of mentioned, that the hoodoo's gone. The air of just going there and knowing you're getting battered is gone. The feeling of going into a gunfight with a knife is no more. We can relax.
The knife's been
We can
swerved.
relax and we can play and we can say, you know what, we finished above you last season. We took 6 points off you and we're in Europe and you're not, and everything else.
Our manager's thin with a boss suit on, nice tan.
And I've got a nose over there.
And yours just dropping his pants in front of players and stuff. Allegedly. Look, you know, probably a couple of years ago this would have been a game you'd write off. You'd say, okay, let's, you know, if we can get out of there maybe with a 1-0 defeat and just move on. Yeah. Because this was one of those games under David Moyes especially where it didn't matter how well we were playing before it. We'd always go there and look as like 11 fellas, pretty much like we do at Anfield until last week, which was a bit of a better performance. We'd always go there and you wouldn't know that was Everton, you know, no matter where they were in the league. I think last year everyone was quietly confident we'd go and have a go. I don't know whether everyone fully believed we'd win there, but we were certainly a mentality change. And we obviously, Brian Oviedo came up with the goods last year, and I thoroughly deserved when I thought last year. Yeah. I think this time around, neither team's hit the ground running yet. We're both kind of hovering around the middle of the table. Okay, United have just beaten West Ham at home. But it's not a game I'm fearing. It's a game you look at and think, like you should do, really. Yeah. You know, you should be looking at every Premier League game thinking, we can win it.
But they've got their strengths, they've got their weaknesses. Obviously, the strengths up front. They've got, you know, Van Persie, well-established player. They've obviously brought in, like Di Maria, Falcao.
What was the same?
You know, they've got
Juan Mata.
They've got Juan Mata now because obviously Wayne Rooney's going to be suspended. They've got a lot of talent.
Ashley Young.
Nah, don't class him.
But I did say that laugh.
But at the back, you know, I don't even know they've got at the back. You know, they've got Luke Shaw looks like he's ready to come back, or he's been on the bench last couple of games.
Raphael's good.
He's all right.
Good attacking fullback.
Yeah, but defensively he can be got at.
Definitely.
They've got Rojo or whatever way you say it. They've got him. Blackett was out. Whether he'll be back this week after being suspended, I'm not sure. They had
Johnny Evans is out.
Johnny Evans.
They've got a lot out.
Jones, and the Herrera. You know, how the Herrera's out. Blint's going to be playing, obviously, but it's a mix. It's a mix. Let's be honest. They've got a lot going up front and not much at the back. And if we can stay strong at the back and hit them where it hurts, then we can get something. You know, there is something at Old Trafford for us.
Definitely, I think you've just hit the nail on the head. That's the key, really. The key issue: who defends better out the two sides. I think if Everton can show the same kind of solidity that they did last week at Anfield, I mean, they limited Liverpool to very little last week, really. If you're actually looking in and around the penalty area, and they'll have to be on the metal. United will be, you know, Di Maria is so dangerous on the ball. They'll have to make sure they get in his face. Obviously, you can't give Van Persie. He's got a great record against us anyway. You can't give him any space. Falcao was obviously waiting for his first Manchester United goal, which is always enough to make you start going, hang on, who've you got next? But definitely Everton can get a result. There's no question about it. They are a show at the back. They're an absolute shambles at the back. To be fair, when you watch them, I mean, West Ham last week, you know, should have got something out of the game. Really, they had chances, and it's about being able to get your mind right and take your chances when they come along.
I think the other thing which is good as well is I think now you go to Old Trafford and their fans just seem on edge now. They seem worried all the time. There isn't that sort of patience that they had when they had Sir Alex Ferguson.
Expectancy.
You know, there's an expectancy, but I think there was always a patience, even if they were getting beat with with 5 minutes to go, they all thought, don't worry about it, we've got
They
this.
knew it wasn't 5 minutes, they knew it was 25 minutes.
But they thought, don't worry, we've got this, we've got something up our sleeve, and I don't know if that's still there, and I think if Everton could get 1-0 up,
That's the key.
I think we can worry them. But even last week, they went 2-0 up, and West Ham got a goal back, and there was real worries then for the rest of the game. You know, we've seen it at Leicester, they went 2-0 up, 3-1 up, and still got beat, and I think there's that nervousness. Until Manchester United can string 3, 4, 5 results back to back, there's going to be that nervousness, and I think we have to play on that. We have to play on that nervousness and get at them and have a real go at them, because I think that'll be the difference. I think if we go at them, I think they're not a team that can sort of defend and be a sponge and soak it up and then go at us. If you go at them and, you know, we make chances and we put them away, I know that sounds stupid, but we'll make chances, but we've got to put them away. I'm not sure they'll have that much of a comeback.
I think you've got to be on edge. Any team that's got Van Persie, you know, Di Maria, Falcao, Juan Mata will create chances against you. So we've got to be strong. But like you just said, you know, Everton will create chances. They do everywhere they go. You know, Lukaku's got to be on his game. I think he'll thrive on it. He'll be back in the middle at the weekend. You know, the likes of McGeady, Naismith, they've got to perform. Obviously, losing Kevin Morales is a hammer blow for us. There's no, you know, let's not dress it up. It's a massive, massive blow for us. But whereas a couple of years ago, that would have basically been our attacking threat gone. You look now and you think, well, if Seamus Coleman's fit, then that's an attacking option. We've got Baines on the other side. You've got McGeady, Christian Atsu's there. You've got Samuel Eto'o, Romelu Lukaku. You know, these are players who can hurt you. They can hurt teams, and Everton will go and attack because that's Roberto Martinez's philosophy. And Manchester United will be on edge. Everton are a good side. They know Everton are a good side. The fans will be edgy because, like you just rightly said, it wasn't as if they had a 5 or 6-0 win. Okay, they've won the back-to-back home games. QPR was dreadful. They beat them there. West Ham last week, they scraped home, really. Everton's a totally different proposition.
And they haven't, that was your next point, they haven't really played anyone as of yet this season, so this may be their real first test.
When the fixtures come out, a lot of people said that those Premier League games have been handpicked for United to try. The cynics, I thought it as well. They've been handpicked to get them off to a good start to ensure, and it hasn't worked out like that. Leicester have tonked them, Swansea beat them. You know, they struggled in other games. And when you look at them, they just don't look like Manchester United at the moment. They've got some great players in them forward areas, but they've had that for 20 years. They've had some wonderful strikers, haven't they?
That doesn't always guarantee a win. It doesn't always guarantee goals. You've got to knit it all together. And if we can push them back and make those attacking players, you know,
do you know what
part of the game?
I think the big thing for Everton is, I think if it was still under David Moyes, it'd be more of a 50-50 game, just by the way that Everton were a bit more direct. I think what Everton will be able to do here on Sunday is dominate the ball at Old Trafford. They done it last year. They were one of the few sides to come away from Old Trafford with a big possession win. And I think they'll do it again this weekend. I think just by the way they set up, they'll do it. And I think that gives us a foothold in every game. It's just, you've got to keep the back door shut. If Everton defend like they did against Crystal Palace, it could be 7 or 8. However, if they defend the way they did against Liverpool at the weekend, and when Stones and Jagielka defend against West Brom and things like that, then Everton will be in an excellent position. And for me, as long as that Baines, Jagielka and Stones are down back today, and hopefully Seamus is back, I think we've got more than enough to cause them problems. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. Another thing is, as you mentioned, it's mentality, isn't it? And having a European game 3 days before, I think a few years ago, not just because of Moyes, but because of Sir Alex Ferguson, there might have been just one of them where, you know, it would have been, like, Thursday night, let's just throw all our best team, and whoever we've got left for the Sunday against Manchester United, we'll just throw in, because
game
because it was almost like, you know you're getting beat, whatever, forget about it. But that's not the case anymore. The case is, you know, it's a winnable game. It's somewhere you go, actually, we beat them last season twice. You know, we don't want to lose to them. Okay, they've brought a few players in, but they're still in a transitional period.
Still around us.
Yeah, and they are one of our main rivals for, you know, let's say 4th place. You know, so definitely we've got to go there and stamp our authority. And also, you know, there's a international break coming up now. You don't want to come out of it going, you've only won one all season. You've only won one in that break. You want to go out of it thinking, positive. You've got something positive that you can go into the next set of fixtures going, yeah, we finished that period really well, come back again and we're going to go on again.
Glad you said go on again. Got a couple of comments about your we go again thing. I think it's right. I think when the other thing, when you win somewhere, you go there the year later feeling good about yourself. We had that with Crystal Palace the other week. They won at Goodison last year and came back with the same thing. You know, lightning doesn't strike twice and all that, and it did. And I think for us going there, the fear factor will be gone at the moment. It's not as if they've steamrolled everyone at the minute. And it's not like playing Chelsea at the moment, say, for argument's sake, who'd steamrolled everyone. I think it's a case of they're up and down. They're very much feeling wounded, United. They're running a little bit scared of themselves, I think. I think at times they just look very un-Manchester United like, and it's a great time for them, for Everton certainly, to play them. And the points are there to be taken, you know, and it won't be any surprise. I don't think it'll be a surprise to anybody, maybe Van Gaal, if Everton come away with a 2 or 3-1 there on Sunday, because we are that kind of team now that goes and attacks teams. And although it hasn't flowed for us the way it did last year, we're still a very dangerous side. And for me, we're one performance away from kicking on to a big run.
Well, hopefully this will be the performance, and what we've seen in years gone by is when we've gone somewhere one year and broke the hoodoo or beat a team at Goodison Park that we hadn't been for a while, the couple of years after we've done well against them. I mean, a few years ago we never won at White Hart Lane, and then I think we won, you know, 2 or 3 on the bounce, or like, you know, 2 or 3 in a certain space of 3 or 4 years, and you know, won games at home to Chelsea when we hadn't got nothing off them for a while, and like to Arsenal. So it can be done, and once you've sort of broke it, it's up to you to just keep doing it. So I'm confident. I think we'll win by the odd goal in 5, because I think it's going to have lots of goals in it. But I'm confident we can do it. It's just having the mental strength and hopefully not too fatigued by the Krasnodar game to go there and pick up the 3 points.
Definitely. I mean, I personally, I think it'll be a high-scoring draw, but it wouldn't surprise me a 3-2 either way, to be on, or a 4-3 either way. I mean, it'd be delightful for Jagielka, 91st minute, if it's 3-3, to just bing one into the top corner again.
But lightning doesn't strike twice.
Hey, you never know. Man, you'll be shooting from everywhere now, won't it? It'll be the new Hibbert, won't it? Shoot, when he crosses the halfway line. But look, you know, let's hope that Everton perform, and I think if Everton can play to the best of their ability, they'll come away with the 3 points.
Yeah. Right, this has been Toffee TV. Looking forward to Manchester United versus Everton for the Bleacher Report Team Stream app. From Baz and from Ped, we'll see you next time.